Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, get comfortable. How is everybody this morning? Curls. Dim my head in. Oh, we got on this morning. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hey, hey, hey. It's good morning, good morning. Good morning, Antoinette, my beautiful lady. How are you this fine and dandy, beautiful sunny morning? Say sunny, it's going to piss it down with rain at 1 o'clock. Thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring. Oh dear, that's grandson Antoinette. I hope he's doing well. I hope he's enjoying himself, and I know you'll be spoiling him rotten. Good morning, Anne. How are you, Buttes? Hope you're well. Good morning, Jules. I'll implant a song into your head, and then all day you can sing it. But I've got to think of a song that I can implant into your head. Good morning, Julian. How are you, sweets? Hope everybody is well this morning. I had a good night's sleep again. I slept well about 6:30 this morning. Didn't go to bed till about 2 though. But I'm feeling on top of the world this morning. Going to meet Michael at dinner time with my mother. And yeah, go and take him for a coffee. It's his birthday tomorrow, but he's too busy on his birthday to see me. So he's giving me the pleasure and the privilege of meeting him today. Morning, Rachel, my beautiful lady. Good morning, Tracy. Do you know it's Thursday? Okay, hope you're feeling well. I'm feeling good, thank you, and my lovely. Buzzing today because I like morning, Nita, my lovely. How are you? Yeah, I get to see the laddo today. Yeah, he's normally too busy with work, but he meets me on a Thursday. I've increased my morphine. Having Logan gives me something else to. That's good. Funny thing is, I had that song in my head before I came on. You see, we're getting a psychic link building there, Jules. Morning, Sandy, my lovely lady. How are you? Tomorrow is my son's 17th birthday, and I had a nice phone call from him yesterday. He says, Mom, do you know when you come and meet me tomorrow? I says, yes. He says, will you buy me some alcohol, please? I says, what did your dad say? Well, my dad's going to get me some beers. So I says, yes. He says, so can you get me something from the shop when you pick me up? And I was like, oh, but do you know what? I'd rather buy it than him go and buy something himself. And I know it sounds daft, but he is 17. And at 17, we do like to celebrate a little bit, don't we? Am I right or wrong for doing so? I don't know. But I shall buy him a little tipple. I'll get him some. What is it? What can I get him? I'm going to say blue nun, but they don't do blue nun anymore, do they? So let's think of another alka poppy kind of shitty drink that I could get him. Good morning, good morning. Legally wrong. But I'd rather him ask for it than go and get a complete stranger to get it him. So no, I don't mind. And I'm not going to buy Wicked. I could get him some Wickeds. He says he's going to tell me what he wants when we get to shops. So it better not be anything too finger. We're going to get him. I forgot what you call it now. Oh, fucking hell, bloody hell. What do you call it? Begins with an L. It's like about 2%. But do you know what? Wicked at his age, Sandra. Do you know we used to take him on holiday? We've always see what I've always done with my kids is if they've wanted to have a drink when they're in the house with me, and I don't mean get drunk by the way, but like if they'd wanted a glass of wine like at Christmas, or if I Lambrini, that's what I was thinking of, Tracy. Morning, Judith, my lovely. I've always allowed them to have a drink. My eldest daughter, she didn't actually start drinking properly till she was about 21, 22. Never been a big drinker. And then she found ages as 21, 22 and nightclubs come into it. And then it changed. Good morning, Andrew. And then obviously it changed then, because obviously she's a woman then, isn't she? My other daughter, again, she could take it or leave it. She's never, but to me, we were always allowed to have a little drink at Christmas times or at special occasions. So that's how I did it with mine. No, you do the right thing, Lindsay. I buy it my son once in a blue moon rather him be honest with me and drink responsibly and drink behind my back and get out of his head and pass out somewhere. Exactly, Jules. Yeah, that's what I meant. Just alcohol. Alcoholic pops is what I did with my kids at that age. Yeah. Can you see it, Jules? I can see you. Oh, you're saying good morning to everybody, aren't you? Do you know? So yeah, but I don't mind him having a little tipple. Obviously he's not 18 till next year, but he's going to be with his friends. So yeah, and I think he's going to be at his dad's house anyway, either at his dad's house or around the corner at his friend's house. So they're going to have like a little man's party. So yeah, that'll be good fun. I'd like to be a fly on the wall for that one. But you know, one thing I always said to kids is, I remember when I was young, I can remember my dad giving me a little bit of his brandy. Do you know, to me, I think if they learn to do it responsible, then they're not going to take it, like you said, to extremes of doing it behind my back. I'd rather them be honest. But one thing I always bred into mine, I always know when they're lying, just because there's certain facial expressions, or they think that I hadn't done it before. Morning, Madison. Or they think that I ain't been a kid before. Do you know what I mean? They don't realise I've done all this and got T-shirts and everything for it. And I always said to them, if you lie to me, there's a consequence. But if you tell me the truth, there'll be a consequence. But if you lie to me, the consequences will be worse. And to be fair to all of them, they've given me more information than I've ever needed to know as a parent. They've told me everything, everything they've done, tried, tempted, everything. They told me straight away. And to be honest, I appreciate the relationship that I've got with them, that even now at the ages they are, they still don't lie to me. They'll still tell me truth on what they're doing. So to me, I've got so much respect for kids just because of how they are with me. So yeah. And it's good that they can come and talk to me, because there's a lot of kids that don't talk to the parents because they're scared of the reaction. But if they're coming to talk to you and they're being honest, they shouldn't be scared of a reaction, really, should they? If that makes sense to anybody. I don't know. We all parent differently, don't we? But bar from that, so yes, so I'm off to meet him today for a Costa. So it's a non-alcoholic beverage today. It is, Judith. It worked for me. What's for breakfast today, Si? What's for breakfast today? My breakfast isn't while 12 o'clock, and I'll not be having anything to eat till I get back from going for a Costa with the mom and son. And when I get back, I've got it wrote down that I'm going to be having 30 grams of Rice Krispies with 100 ml of skimmed milk and a teaspoon of honey on the top, and that's breakfast for today, followed by a cup of soup later on this afternoon, and then a massive tea. So that's what I'm going to be doing there. Non-alcoholic drink. Yeah, it's his birthday tomorrow, Si. He's 17, so we're going to meet him today for a coffee, because he's working, you see. So because he's working, he's too busy to see me on his birthday, and then he'd rather spend his birthday with his friends. So I'm a bit gutted. I'd have liked to have gone and partied with them, but I think I'd Krampus style. My daughter got so drunk, she regrets it now. She don't drink. See, that's the thing, Rachel, isn't it? You know, she's got good senses. Yeah, everybody compare. They do, though, don't they? I don't believe that there's any. Well, there is right and wrongs in parenting. But do you know what I mean? It's all good. My mum was like that. She never judged. She gave advice, but you could tell when she wasn't impressed. God bless her soul. She was the type of person to call a spade a spade. Yeah. Good morning, Amanda, my lovely. How are you? But yeah, I mean, everybody parents differently. To me, there is no handbook. There is no written book on parenting. Some need routine more than others. And do you know what? It's just been there, isn't it? No matter what they do, pain in arses that they can be at times, and as difficult as the difficulties that come within parenting. At the end of the day, you've just got to do what's right. Just move that camera. That's it. You've just got to do right for that situation, haven't you? You can only do your best that you can. You can't do no better than your best. I like that saying. Can't do no better than your best. A lot better now. Thank you, Lindsay. Hope you're well. Yes, Amanda, my lovely. Good. I enjoyed the pendulum. There's lack of it now, and no understanding. No, I know. I think a lot of cases now, I mean, for me personally, I think kids bring themselves up sometimes, because it's so easy. See, I was a young mom. I was a kid bringing kids up. Luckily, I had the support of a good family around me, and yeah, I got that support network around me. Do you know what I mean? Even though I was a child bringing two kids up, because I was only 17 when I got pregnant with Jordan, and then I had Jordan at 18, and then I must have I got pregnant at 17. I had Jordan just as I turned 18, and then I had Ashley just as I turned 19 at end of month when she was born. So I had them both quite close together, about a year apart from. Is there a year? Yeah, there's a year apart from them both. Year and not. Yeah, I think Ashley's a year younger than Jordan, or is she 2 years younger? I don't know, but I don't know how it worked out. But by 19, I'd got two kids. And to be fair, it's your children bringing children up. And if I hadn't have had the support of family around me, you put lemon in this one. Mm. Thank you, because I put lemon in my last one. If I hadn't have had support of family like I did, and it could have been a different story for me. Do you know what I mean? I love my kids, even though they're not my own. But when nieces and nephews were at my house, they were mine. Love them. Yes, totally agree there, Andrew. When I was young, you got a smack on the ass if naughty. Nowadays, you get away with things. Rachel, my kids got a smack on the ass if they misbehaved. I was only a young mom and had my mum and dad. Exactly. And you know, morning, Leslie, my beaut. I had a baby at 16 and 19. See, we're matching, Leslie. But I think, and it's not I think it's the support network that you've got that really does make a difference. But you know, hats off to those that don't have a support system and have to do it on their own, because that's got to be so difficult in cases. But yeah, kids having kids, and I think as time's gone on, teachers can no longer tell kids off. Parents can't tell kids off because they've got child line, or they can phone police on you for chastising them for doing right from wrong. And it's their word, it's your word against theirs, really. And it's like it's totally wrong in that sense. I understand it. It's to protect the children, because there is abuse out there, but they're creating the young ones of today. And the young ones of today, unfortunately, 90% of them are spot on. There's just that small, I'd say 95%, there's just that small minority that are just, do you know what I mean? That just take it to extreme. But then again, it's same with everything, isn't there? It was 2 years and 3 months apart. Mine might have been 2 years then, because I had one at, I think I had Jordan, I think I was pregnant at 16 and had Jordan at, I think I was pregnant. I think I got pregnant with Jordan before I turned 17, because then I would have turned, oh, I don't know. All I know is she was born 92, and Ashley was born 94. That's as much as I know. And that's my body. And then obviously I had Michael at 30. And he's now 17. Oh my God. That makes me feel old. Never mind, just keep smiling through it. What does Dory sing? Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. That's all we have to do, isn't it? I remember when they first made that law, my son told me I couldn't smack him or he'd call the police. So I told him I'd smack the copper as well, and he didn't know what to say. Hey dear, mine were 92 and 94. Oh, Leslie. One's September and one's July for me. 11 and a half months between our son 16 and 15. I had Ben in May 92 and then Sam in June 93. They were like twins. Yes, that's like my daughter. She's got two similar like that, especially with the ages. I never smacked mine, but I suppose light smacking, I suppose. Exactly, light smacking. To be honest, I weren't a strict parent anyway, as you could possibly guess from how I am in myself. But yeah, I did tell them if they did something wrong and they got told. But yeah, it's just a different world, isn't it? Dave Mason, morning and bye. Why? Where's Dave going? I'm saying morning and bye. We'll leave you with that for now. Where you bloody going? Where do you think you're going, sunshine? Get back. I even used to tell my kids I'd give them the number for chat. I did that. I say, here, phone them. That's your number. It's crazy. So I'm off to Costa today to give him his birthday card and birthday money, because it's a waste of time buying them anything. Because what I find is, when you buy kids anything, it's wrong size, wrong colour, or you've bought something that is so outdated. But yet they'd have gone in a shop and bought it for themselves. But because I bought it, then it's outdated. It makes no sense, does it? But it's just that, I had another two after, and still with their father being married. Oh, wow, 25 years. Bloody hell, Leslie. You could have got away with murder for that. But no, it's nice to see. I think it's brilliant to see when families stay together. And it's, but I think I've been divorced, so I can't really speak. But I think it was different when we were younger. Nowadays, it's so easy for people to get divorced, or to split up, or to not even try on the relationships. It's like we've lost something within relationships. I always say everybody's entitled to make a mistake, make two, and I'll punch your lights out. But no. 33 2 life sentences. I know, Leslie, what are you doing? But it's just crazy, isn't it? How different eras. I mean, my nan's era, they just sorted it out. I don't know how, but everything that went off back then. But it's like marriage meant something when you were married. My mum and dad's era, again, marriage meant something. Our era, I didn't even want to get married, and I had to get married. I weren't forced into marriage, but I said to my mum, "Day we're getting married." I says, "I don't want to marry him," and she says, "Well, it's a bit bloody late for that now." But all my mum were bothered about is that I had the same name as the kids. Morning, Trish. So I think pride did play a part in it years ago. I think it were a lot to do with pride, weren't it? Lesser, I've been married 41 years. But I forgot my train of thought now. I forgot even what I were babbling on about. What were I babbling on about? You're not listening to me, are you? He's not even listening. Sister's married 22 years. My mum used to say, if you're good enough to live with, then you're good enough to marry. Oh, that way, we're on about marriage, weren't we? And then when Dare got married, his dad come up to me and his dad said, I'll give it 2 years, I think his dad said to me. Or his dad said, I'd give it a year. And I said, I'd give it 6 months. I like, no. I knew it were a bad choice before I did it, but unfortunately, we do make these mistakes. But no, the only blessing is the children from that one. So yeah, just got to be done, Annie. Just got to be done. But yeah, I think what Trisha says is right. I think pride did play a lot in that. What did Leslie say? Leslie, 2 life sentences. Leslie, sorry. What are you sorry for, Gillian? I've made many mistakes. And we all sigh. Oh my goodness. If I counted my mistakes, if I had to say for every mistake I made in life, my hair would go grey, every strand of hair would go grey, I think I'd shave my head off. I'd shave my entire hair because I would literally be white, and then some on top. I'm back. I'd take no worries, Antoinette, my lovely. But you know what? We all learn from his mistakes, or we should learn from his mistakes. But sometimes we sort of like forget that mistake and repeat that mistake. And then it's like, oh my God, why are we doing it again? And then you have to fix it, don't we? Well, some things are more than mistakes. Well, maybe, but you know what? As long as you know, you've only got to answer to yourself, and as long as you know that the mistakes were mistakes, and you've got, I don't know whether you need remorse for it, whether you need to say sorry, whether for whatever reason, to me, nobody should be judged by mistakes. And it's just, yeah, do you know what I mean? We shouldn't judge people. And we don't know what people were going off at that point in the life, or where life had took them at that time, that people made certain mistakes. But for me, you shouldn't judge somebody, because obviously they've had to deal with that, and unfortunately for some, if they've been put in prison or whatever, that was their life lesson. Do you know what I mean? So we shouldn't judge other people by the mistakes they've made. What are you laughing at? I judge you. Are you laughing at something you're reading? Yeah. Oh.
The joke, David just sent me, but I can't read
No, don't read it out loud. We are all human and make mistakes. We do, Sunday. And you know, we don't know what it's like to walk in somebody else's shoes. That's why my hair's white. But just as long as you're happy and healthy, that's all. It is. And it's like, I mean, I don't know what I was talking to Yolanda yesterday, but I said to Yolanda, do you know, if people judge people, then, but they've not been in that situation. They don't know what that person were going through mentally. They don't know what that person were going through on in their life. We don't know anything, because we've never walked their footsteps, and we never would. Do you know? We'll never get that chance. So yeah. But we all hold his own, don't we? We all, hands up to your mistakes, and you just continue. That's all we can do. Very true, Sandra, but I could have done a lot better in life. Do you know what, Si? You're doing fine. You've done fine, because you know what? You're here and you're talking, and it doesn't matter what mistakes you've done, because you're not that person anymore. So, you know, and to me personally, that's just how we've got to go. Tracy's put, good, isn't it, John? I don't know, because I've not read the message. But that's how I am anyway. No, I won't laugh at that. I'll give it a little, but I won't laugh at them. Well, I'm not dead yet. There we go, Si. But no, it's all, everything's good. We've all got to be positive. We've all got to look better, do better. Morning, Lisa, lovely lady. Good morning. Don't read it out loud. I know I'll get you shot, Tracy. Well, I won't really. It's not that bad a joke. I just don't get jokes. So for me, anybody sends a joke, I have to get John to explain them, because my brain doesn't absorb the jokes unless it's something really simple. But normally, it takes me it can take me up to 6 months to think of a joke. So say somebody tells me a joke, me and John could be sat here, and all of a sudden I'll burst out laughing, and he'll say, "What you laughing for?" And I can't talk because I'm crying, and I'm laughing because I've just got the joke that was said about 6 months prior. I think we could all do better. Do you know what, Sandra? We could all do a little bit better if we're honest with ourselves. But as long as we're true to ourselves, and past mistakes are past mistakes. We can't turn yesterday back, but we can make a difference today and tomorrow. That's how I look at it. Because if not, you're just going to wrap yourself up with silly guilt or what ifs. What if I'd have done this? What if I hadn't done that? And unfortunately, all that does is mess with your mental health. I don't tell my jokes on here. They're rude and not funny. Send them John side. You can just send them to John. But yeah, I mean, for me, I always think that I can't change anything that I've done in the past that I regret. I can't change any of it. So why let that bother me now, or get me stressed now? And I definitely don't allow it to affect. Well, I used to, but not anymore. Because I think that sometimes you've got to come to terms, aren't you, with things that you've done when you were younger, or things you've said. But for me, I can't change anything I've said, and it don't matter if I apologize to people that I've upset. It's not going to make a difference, because at that time, those words come out of my mouth. But what I do now and what I do tomorrow is what makes me the person I am. Yeah, you've got to just let your past go. There's nothing we can do or change about as past, whether it's past actions, past words. Do you know, for some people it's difficult to leave the past behind, and for some they'll not be able to leave that past behind, depending on what's gone off what's gone off. But for me, it's like, don't let what happened to you when you were younger, or even if you're in older life, don't let these things define who you are now, because it doesn't define you. So that's easy for you to say. Do you know what, Si? It probably is easy for me to say. I mean, like I say, I've done some not so good things when I was younger. But again, it's owning it, and you've got to let whatever it is, side that you've done or did or whatever, you're the one that's got to let it go, because you're the one that's still blaming yourself. And again, there'd have been a situation to why it happened. There'd have been reasons. There might not be no reasons. For some people, it can be alcohol. For some people, it can be drugs. But do you know what? At that time, you can't go back and change what you did. So you can only make it count from now, Si, if you know what I mean. Put them steps into being that better person now, if that makes sense. A lot my friends, 10-week French bulldog estate, oh my God, mental health. I'd rather have 5 kids and grandkids back home. Oh, bless Lisa, looking after a 10-week-old. Oh, bless. Do you know, Carol were looking after hers. I think hers is a little bit older than 10 weeks though. And cheers, this has helped. Back to work now. Oh, bless, Si. No worries. You take care, my sweets, and we'll chat we'll chat when we're on again. Don't work too hard, Si. Oh, I bet you loved it, really. I bet she loved it, really. I bet Lisa loved it, really. He was cute, but well, I know. Good morning, John. Nice of you to join us, finally. Sitting there like Lady Muppet side on me. You should have seen that filthy look. See you later, Si. Should have seen that dirty look then. That is just, it just like slid his eyes at me, and then just like... Now he's got a mouthful of tea, trying not to spit it out, because I think he's still reading silly jokes.
No,
You're not? You're not? No, I'm not. We're looking to get a dog to go with Boris. Oh, are you looking to get a similar breed, or are you looking for a different breed, Tracy? Are you looking for like a jug, or are you looking for a a complete different breed. Hey, John, thought you wasn't speaking. It takes him a minute to come round, Gillian.
I have to update all my apps.
I've had to update all mine before I've gone live. If anybody's having difficulty on Facebook, YouTube, or any of the game apps that they're using, even if your phone updates manually, just go to Play Store and just check, because I've had to update mine. Mine should automatically update, and they've gone on this morning, and I've got 20 apps to update: Facebook, YouTube, Google accounts, you name it, the lot I've had to do. I was thinking of getting one, but not now, too much hard work. You know what, Lisa, you know, when you've got kids, I think having a dog, it is hard work. Maybe get a year or so till kids are till they've got like a little bit, or there's less stress on you with kids and everything. And it's not stress, but you know what I mean, day-to-day life. And then look at getting one, because there's nothing worse than getting a fur baby and then realizing that either you ain't got time for it, or like you say, it adds to the daily stuff. But yeah, I was brought up with them lovely dogs. They are beauts. But like you say, I think they do take a lot of looking after. They do. They are like babies, aren't they, when you first get them? West Yorkshire Dog Rescue have some gorgeous doggies looking for forever homes. Do you know, Jules, if I could have another one, I would. I mean, Fifi were part rescue. In a way, she wouldn't have gone to kennels, I don't think, but the owner had got her and a 7-year-old Staffordshire bitch. Now, Staffies are brilliant dogs. Love Staffies to death. Some Staffies are very good with other dogs. Same with any dog. Some are good, some are not so good. And Fifi started bullying the staff, which wasn't going to turn out right. So we got her, but she was about 11 months when we got her. But we were looking at dog rescue centres, but unfortunately at that time we could only have a little dog, due to the amount of walking I could do. A majority of the dogs were quite big, so unfortunately but I said to John, if we do consider getting another one, it would be a rescue. But I walk dogs for a living. I just stuck to that. I'll just stick to that. You can walk our Fifi anytime. I think I need looking after some days. Oh, Nita, we'll all look after you. Obviously, can't physically look after you, but mentally we can look after you. Lindsay and John have a lovely dog. Nudge, nudge, Gillian. We do. Our little Fifi. She's smiling at me this morning. She showed me her teeth, like they do, because the teeth, don't they, when they get stuck, it looks like they're smiling. They all have no small dogs that can live with another. They all have no small dogs that can, yeah. Tracy, they don't do their nudge nudge, say no more. She's Boris's little girlfriend, even though she's not met Boris. Technically, we've half married her off to Boris, but they just can't have babies together, which is a shame, because I think Boris and Fifi would have made some beautiful babies. But when we got Fifi, we decided that we weren't going to breed her. One, because she's tiny, and two, because we didn't get her to breed. We got her to be part of family. Not that breeding, you can't breed dogs and still be part of family, but I just didn't want to go down that line of breeding, if that makes sense. John Dave sending another. Oh my God, he's seen it. Ooh, at least that didn't burn me gob out, that coffee. Just let me move it, because I know Fifi is going to jump down in a minute and start barking, so I best put my coffee in a safe place, otherwise I'll be wearing my coffee. Boris, well, I had a bearded dragon called that, did you? I love bearded dragons. I love snakes, are my favourite, but if I'm honest, I only like my corn snakes. Just because. So we are up, bloody hell, we're on 19th of August. We're nearly, have we gone past halfway through here? How quick is this year gone? In fact, how quick, yeah, this year gone, because I was going to say, how quick's it gone since last January? But it hasn't, yeah. But don't you think it's gone quick? Love Staffies, mother dogs, cross Staffy, Jack Russell Rescue, she's 10, and another Staffy, Baylor, he's 8. parrot and corn snake. We used to have 2 rabbits, but lost our last one 2 years ago. Oh, and they had run of the garden. Some of them were rescued. Wow, Jules, you're the Dr. Doolittle. You're our Dr. Doolittle, Jules. But I love staffies. I had staffies when kids were little, when girls were little. I had a staffy, and I couldn't ask for a better companion for kids. She was so protective. And there were one night I'd not long had Jordan. I think Jordan would have been about I'd say about a week and a half old. And I used to allow dog to sleep with me before Jordan were born. And when she were born, I thought, well, I can't push her out now. And I'm glad I didn't. And she were laid on bed, and Jordan were laid in crib at side on me. And I've actually got a little, like 2 little scar marks on my neck. And she actually come up, and she didn't bite me. She nipped my neck, and she woke me up. And if she hadn't woke me up, I wouldn't know what I don't know what would have happened, but Jordan had stopped breathing, and I ended up having to phone an ambulance and get her to Children's as quick as possible. She started breathing again before ambulance come, but she'd sort of stopped breathing. And yeah, if it wouldn't have been for dog waking me up, I'd hate to think what would have happened. But she was like nudging me and nibbling me, and she never left Jordan's side. Wherever Jordan was, then that's where dog were. And if anybody went up to Joe, if she didn't know him, she'd like do a low growl, a low rumble. But at that time, we'd got my mum's dog, which were a boxer dog. And I mean, them two used to put. We've got photos of our bonny lady here, and ours laid there, and yeah, it's just great. But we called her Tiggy. Tiggy. And she a little bleeder. She ate through the kitchen doors. She did everything. But dogs are really part of family, and dogs have got that intuition. And especially when you've got dogs and kids. I mean, I had the dog before I was pregnant. When I was pregnant, dog used to lay on me. You know, when Jordan used to move, dog used to get off, and she proper snarling and growling at my tummy. And I was pretty worried about how she was going to react once Jordan were born. So I got in touch with the owners, with the breeders of who we got dog off, and he said to me, he says, when she comes home, as soon as you bring her in, nobody's allowed to go near a bark dog. He says, and what you need to do, he says, is because she were good at recall. So if you said cut, she were really good. And he says, you lay her on the floor. So I laid Jordan on the floor. Lindsay only growls at me. Only growl at you when you're not doing as you're told. And morning, Claire. And he said, just let the dog come and lick her feet. He says, don't let her lick her hands. And if she does go near her face and lick her face, just make sure you wipe side of her face. And Fee just went and licked her feet. And then she just laid at side of her on the floor, never did anything. And then what used to happen is I used to put, when Jordan were like sitting on the floor, dog used to run and do a figure 8 round her, and all you could hear was Jordan just belly laughing at this dog. But you know, she was one of, well, I mean, Fifi's one of best. They're all best dogs, but she were a corker. Hope you're not suffering this morning from a gin headache, Miss Claire. Halloween first. Yes, we've got the Halloween. Oh no, we've got the 5th of September. I don't know. I'm reading Halloween first, so I thought you were talking about event. No. Oh, I'll ignore that one then. Oh, okay. I had a Jack Russell that ate 3 sofas, umpteen chairs, and anything else he could. He was a loon, but if he was ill, he would. But if I was ill, he wouldn't leave me. Yeah, they've got such a dogs have got such a empathy between them, if that makes sense. Because if John's not very well, Fifi don't leave him, and if I've not been very well, depending where my pain is, she'll come and lay with me. But yeah, I think dogs have got very good intuition. But it's same as that though, isn't it? If you see a dog outside and you're scared, the dog will feed off that energy. So if it knows you're scared, it feeds off that energy, so it can bark and growl at you a little bit more. John Brown, paracetamol are a wonder drug, and I cook breakfast. It's a fantastic remedy. I bet it is. All the bacon and eggs. Right, so let's start. 19th of August in 1839. You can only keep technology advances secret for so long. Today, in 1839, in Paris, the French government bowed to the inevitable and unveiled Louis Daguerre's invention to the world, along with full instructions. Prior to this, details of the invention had been carefully withheld. Daguerre, is it Daguerre? Whatever, was an accomplished artist and theatrical designer as well as an inventor. When he released the first of the images that became known as daguerreotypes, they were hailed as near miracles. Daguerre images were not the very first photographs. Earlier techniques involved impractical exposure times of hours, if not days. Making the capture of people difficult is not impossible, while Daguerre, processes also involved long exposure. His fundamental discovery was that an invisible latent image made much more quickly could be developed chemically in one that was visible. Silver salts, it was known, when sensitive to light, what Beauregard found was that guy's mic's tried to phone me. He could use salt solution to fix an image left latent by light exposure upon a copper plate that was thinly coated with silver iodine, then made visible by fumes of mercury vapor. Fixing essentially meant washing away the undeveloped, light-sensitive silver iodine. Once fixed, the highly delicate image was then protected by being covered by a plate of glass. For 2 decades, this technology was commonly used until it was supposed by the less complicated, less cumbersome, and less poisonous techniques. After testing his techniques, Daguerre is said to have exclaimed in rapture, "I have seized the light. I have arrested its flight. His name is one of all male French mathematicians, scientists, and engineers inscribed as an innovation of science upon the Eiffel Tower. It is almost impossible now to conceive of a world in which there was no photography, but of course this was most of human history was how it was." So wow. On about first time with photography then. And tomorrow we've got Charles Darwin in 1858. That's tomorrow's. I've not heard of that before. I like it. Like what? Like what? Photography.
But breakfast. And like I said, I could just eat a large
best. Yeah, bacon, egg, sausage, tomato. It's a bread cake. You've never heard of a best?
If you read my comment, I put, I could just eat a large best in a bread cake, stroke bomb, stroke cob, because I know people don't know bread cake is as big as a bin lid. So Tracy put, "What's that in English?" So I put, "Best equals bacon, egg, sausage, tomato."
And that's what Dave's put. Never heard of that. Yeah, but you've heard of a BLT. Oh, why didn't you just say that? That was carrot crunches, can't speak northern. I've had porridge with honey and then a full English. I need to guess, get on that beach. No, I've never heard it called that before. That's what you, if ever you come up here and you're going to a sandwich shop, that's what you have to ask for.
It's easy to say, I can have a large best.
Yeah.
Can have a large bacon, egg, sausage, tomato.
Try it. Go into one of your shops and say, David, next time you're out, go into one of the shops. Good morning, my lovely. Go into one of the shops and say, "Can I have a best?" And if they say, "What's that?" say, "Look it up." It's a bacon, egg, sausage, and tomato sandwich, or a best D. That's with tomato dip. It's not really. It's just a best.
It gets confusing, so I have to ask a lot of
BLT, no problem. Not best. I like that. I think it's good. Googled it. You Googled it, you believers. Take care, Antoinette. Love to grandson.
He's laughing when you said tell him to Google it.
Oh, tell him to Google it, yeah. Yeah, because it might come up with something different. Got to love you and leave you up. Yes, have a fantastic day, Claire.
Yeah.
Enjoy your rest of your week, my sweet. She's not going back to bed. What's the temperature, Lindsay? It's 8C there. It's 21C here. It's 21 Celsius here, I think.
Inside.
That's inside. But yet my fan says 33. So my fan's in the middle of the room, but me meter's near the doorway. So I'd say about 22 degrees Celsius here. Mine would have to be a best bacon, eggs, and sausage.
On the 19th of August at 10:16, it is currently 17 degrees C. It feels like 16. It's got highs of 18, lows of 13.
Okay.
We have a 40% chance of rain from 5 till 7. The humidity today is 69%. The dew point is 11 degrees C. Pressure is 1013 millibar. UV index is moderate 3, and visibility is 16 kilometers. Precipitation, we have a total daily volume of 1 millimeter. Today's wind is 14 kilometers light from the west. Sunrise is at 5:53 and sunset is at 20:25. Dawn was at 5:15, solar noon is at 13:10, dusk is at 21:04. The length of the day today is 14 hours 31 and remaining daylight is 10 hours 8 minutes.
There we go. John, Dave said, did you like the pic? Get it? I'll just look out of the window. Exactly, David. That's all I do. I look out a window and that's my weather forecast for the day. But yeah, you have to tell your butty seller to Google a best. Thank you, John, says Nita. Oh dear. Supposed to have thunderstorms Saturday. I think it's forecast for a Sunday, isn't it, Joe?
Well, I was reading on Tinterweb yesterday.
On Tinterweb? What's a Tinterweb?
And we're supposed to be in the UK, we're supposed to be having that heat wave starting Saturday.
We're going to have no bloody heat wave. Our heat wave's going to come in September like it does every year. September's going to be the hottest month. There was snow less than an hour's drive from me yesterday. Wow, Nia. I love snow. I like to see it when it first falls, and I like to see it for the first day or two, and then it just pees me off after that. Because it doesn't stop white, does it? It goes all mucky, and then it turns into ice sheets, and then it's bad news.
I just don't like it when they obviously do roads. Obviously, I like it when they do roads because you can drive. When it all mound up,
that's it. It's all muck.
And then it almost like black.
Where all muck's coming from. And it was 35 C's the day before. Wow, that's a big weather drop then, isn't it? Do you get snow where you are then, Nita? Will it snow? Does it snow for you at any time of year?
Where's Nita?
Nita, where are you?
I think Nita's in Canada, isn't she?
Is it Canada?
Yeah, I think it snows mostly here in Canada.
Yeah, I want to go. I'd like to go to a place where it snows. I want to go to Father Christmas's thingy, Lapland. I want to go to Lapland. Yeah, from October till June. Wow. Think of donuts you could do on Big Red in the snow. Big Red don't move in snow, David. It's right rubbish. All it does. Morning, Laura. That's true. That only donuts I do on Big Red is them on Yarmouth seafront. I am near the Rocky Mountains. Oh my goodness, Nita. Oh, I'm jealous. I am so jealous. So that's John Denver's country then, isn't it? Rocky Mountains. That's where he was from, near Denver. Is it? Oh, I don't know. I might be wrong. Nita will remind me. She's in Canada. Put chains on it. I said that to John. Put chains on it, and John said he's not putting chains on Big Red. Hey, Jackie, hope you're well, my lovely. He said he won't put me chains on Big Red. I asked him to put me chains on car. You know, it's like we've got snow tyres. He says, Lindsay, what do you want snow tyres for? He says, it only snows for about 1 day, 2 days a year. I went, yeah, but that's the point I want. So he says, you can't drive it without snow if you've got snow chains on. Yeah, he says, you have to take them on and off. I went, oh, don't bother with it. I said, you can just drive in snow. I'm all good, thank you. Oh, thank you, Laura. It's definitely a health kick for me. I'll tell you that much, but I'm enjoying it. never been abroad. I've a fear of flying, but I'd love to go to the country Iceland. I would, Jules. I'd like to go to Iceland just to look up the history of Vikings and stuff. But wait a minute, otherwise I'll forget what I'm saying. And now I forgot what I was saying. You numpty. What's that? Look at that! What he can put on for Big Red. He can put me a plough on front. Oh, I like that. Can you put me that on? Why?
Check me knee ankles out.
Hey, Dave. But yeah, give me a right good health kick. And you know, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying changing all the eating habits, and I'm enjoying counting calories. But yeah, it can put me one of them on Big Red. I'll have that on a snowplow. I'd love to go to Lapland, but don't like the cold. The cold bothers my skin, bothers my joints. But do you know, I like it all year round. I don't think I can pick a favourite season, because every season to me, I love every season.
If Lindsay had that, next time you saw me, I'd be in a full body cast.
But also, that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to go back and say to Jules, last time I got on a plane, I think it was before Michael were born. So it were over 17 years ago, the last time I got on a plane, and I haven't flown since. I've got all of it. I just woke up one day and I got a fear of flying.
You know, last time I got on a plane, didn't get on after, because in-flight movie, We're Alive.
But We're Alive, oh, that one where plane crashes and they eat each other. Why would they put that on a plane ride? You know, I've turned notifications off for later, John. Why? What's happening later?
And then his notification goes off 100 times.
Oh, yeah. Make sure it's turned off, Mr. Mason. Beep, 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 every 2 minutes. But, you know, I think I've got to pluck the courage up, and I've got to get on a plane, because there's so many places that we've now got chance to. Now kids have grown up. And it's not that we couldn't do it with them, we could, but affording the holidays, affording to go abroad, and then, do you know what I mean? It was just so, and I think my problem is because girls were older, and I got mites. I didn't want to go abroad. We are us all going, if that makes sense. So yeah, it were. It were easier, and we enjoyed going on board, didn't we? We all enjoyed going on board because we enjoyed camping as well. But I think I've got to bite bullet and try and build my courage up to maybe book a flight in a couple of years and go up.
Planes now, I won't go on.
Wow.
Obviously, I didn't end up going in the end, but you had to pick two different jobs that you wanted to go into. So I picked REME, which was Royal Electrical Mechanical Engineers, and I had to pick a backup. So I picked a paratrooper gunner.
Yeah.
And the bloke that was doing the signing up said, "Are you mad?" And I said, "Why?" And he says, "Why would you want to jump out of a perfectly good plane?" That's what he's bloke from Army said to me.
Won't be if you get put in Facebook jail, though. Who's going to get put in Facebook jail?
David.
Why? What's he doing? I'm popular. I'm all right, sweets. I've got a bit of coffee left. Alien attack. Boris says his ears up now. Why? What's David saying? Oh, he's heard fee barking, little bugger. I put a jumper on this morning. It looked quite chilly outside, so I put a jumper on and I'm melting. Was only on a plane when I was 9. Wow. See, when we were younger, we did, my mom and me and our Jenny used to go on holiday with my mom and my nana and pop. And we used to do Spain once a year. We'd go to Spain, and then we'd have holidays in between. But yeah, I'm just absolute, and I don't know why I'm scared of flying, and I don't know why all of a sudden I've got scared of heights. I don't know whether it's like a later in life thing that you get, or it's because we have fears. maybe when we're younger, you don't tend to have any fear, do you? You think you're invincible. Whereas I think as you get older, maybe your senses change, or how your brain works changes. I don't know. It's very weird. I'd love to skydive. Nearest I got is a bungee jump. I'd never go on a bungee jump again. There were a bungee jump in Blackpool, and it weren't a bungee jump. It were a bungee bloody swing. And I'd gone on after I'd had a couple of pints. And I'd never, ever, ever go on one again. I absolutely shite myself. Not literally, but I was absolutely petrified. And then a couple of years ago, Jordan did a bungee jump, didn't she?
In Gloucester, it's going to be 18 degrees C, a high of 22, low of 13.
Where's she put this?
Low chance of precipitation today, 20%. Humidity, 64%.
That in chat? Oh, no, for Gloucester.
Yeah. We've got no millimetres of rain, a light wind of 10 kilometres from the south. And David now got 9 hours and 57 remaining daylight, length of day 14 hours 23.
Lovely. Do you know that's quite true, that, David? That made me laugh, that, when I looked at that. Not much different, just a longer ride and you land. Hey, dear. So has Dave got any rain then for today when he goes out? No rain. So Dave, you can go out today, love. There's going to be no rain, so you can go out and time you're doing your invest. I think I'm going to be live around about 3 o'clock on TikTok doing some pendulum work. I did tarots yesterday, so I might try pendulum. And then I don't know if I'm doing pendulum, depending on weather. I think I might do pendulum and tarots tonight on Facebook and YouTube. We'll see. I might do some tarots and then do pendulum for those that didn't manage to get a tarot reading. Pissing myself, I was on about Lindsay when she put a jumper on thinking it was cold. But it were cold this morning, and sunshine's come out now, and it's like, bloody hell. I'm Jules 74 on TikTok. Well, at minute, mine's still Lindsay's tarot chat. But I need to. Somebody's got to help me pick a name. I might have to put a poll on for what to call myself on TikTok. And we're just going to call it Lindsay's TikTok Tarots. No, because she'll tell me to call myself a cunt or something daft like that. I'm not stupid. Well, I am, but not in that sense. Well, I'm off. Have a great day. You too, Lisa. Have a good day, my lovely. And we'll speak to you soon. As I said, you should have asked John. Won't be able to watch because I'm at the hospital getting wired up. No worries, Gillian. Let us know how you get on. So yeah, so I think I'm going to end this morning's chit chat. I'm going to ring my son back to see what he's got to tell me this morning. And yeah, everybody have a marvelous, fantastic, amazing, crazy, outstanding, miraculous day. So yeah, love you all, guys, and we'll be on later. Whether we're doing, I might do pendulum at 8 o'clock actually, just in case we do, if we can manage to get out tonight. We shall see. Do you know, Jules, that chat flies on TikTok. It's crazy. We are quick it goes, and it's very hard for me to catch anybody. So if you do come on, and I don't say hello, please don't think I'm being ignorant, anybody, because it's just that chat's just so speedy. So yeah, so take care, my lovelies. Love you loads. Adios, amigos. I'm going to say hola, but it's not hola, is it, in Spanish? How do you say goodbye in Spanish? Hola's hello. I don't know. I'll just have to say goodbye in English. Bye.